Yitzdu, Lahem, Noshem, Moaviot, Shem, Hachat, Orpah, Bashem, Hashanit, Ruth, Vayeshbu, Shum, Kueser, Shum.
And they took them, the wives of the women of Moab, and they dwelled there about 10 years. The name of the one was Orpah, and the other Ruth. I knew that. Did you know that Oprah's name was supposed to be Orpah, but someone spelled it wrong and it stuck?
Oh, well, it was lovely. But you see, this Orpah, later in the books, when she goes home back to Moab, she doesn't stay with Naomi. But Ruth stays with Naomi, who later converts to becoming a Jew, and then becomes the grandmother to King David. Or was she his great-grandmother? Nah, either way, it was very lovely, dear.
Thanks, dear. So, King David came from the Moabites? That's weird. How was Mrs. Schlein, Rebecca?
It was interesting. There was a lot of arguing, a lot of agreeing, a lot of disagreeing. It was like a day at the Beit Midrash where the conversation got so deep you couldn't actually understand anything.
So was that good or bad?
It was awful. There were only maybe like 2 guys that I even remotely liked, and all the rest of them seemed weird. For your sakes, I'm doing this. I wish I gave it the right. Why let's talk.
Are we really doing the right thing here?
We've already discussed it. She's going to go out on 3 dates, that's all. Dating isn't that scary. Although, there was this one date I went on where the guy was holding the door open for me at the restaurant, and then he sneezed all over me.
Oh yeah, that definitely sounds pretty disgusting, dear. Let me tell you about this date I went on. So they're at the restaurant with the girl, we're having a nice evening, and I looked over and the whole time she's just been looking at her watch, sort of every other second it felt like. So, you know, I look at her, I go, you need to be somewhere. She just looks at me and says, oh, I just don't want to be late for the babysitter.
Oh, poor dear, was she divorced?
I don't know, I didn't ask. I simply just, paid for the food and then took her home. Dating was the scariest thing imaginable back then, but of course I was dating you.
Hey, I can be pretty scary if I want to.
Oh yeah? Well, ooh. So, this girl, she tells me to meet her at the restaurant, so I'm sitting there waiting, she shows up, and she's just got this flaming orange hair, it's all teased out and everything. I mean, she could have been more than 4'7", and I think she was overcompensating for something. But I mean, the whole time we're sitting there, she just keeps talking about marriage and having a family, what the kids would look like, what our wedding was going to look like. It was,
Oh, that's rough. That's real rough.
maybe a little too much love.
No.
Yes.
There was this one date I went on, though. Wasn't even a date. But I was working at the grocery store I used to work at. I was checking out this man's groceries. And all of a sudden, he just gives me this and he says, I think you're attractive, so we should go out. It was the most awkward thing I'd ever been through. And I never had to see him again, because every time I saw him, I just went to the break room. Flawless plan.
Oh, look at you being all smart and crafty. Well, what about that?
What about that?
I feel terrible making her do this.
You've always spoiled her. She's Danny's little girl and all that. Come on, throw back bone.
Did you even before she went to dating?
No, my humor couldn't force me to do anything. Why do you think she's such a good movie for our girls?
Oh, she's a great bubby for our girls, but that's not what I was asking. I simply asked did she ever force you to do anything. You said no. That's all I needed. You always get snippy on me.
Now, who's getting snippy? We were talking about my mother. You know, what about your parents?
Oh, my parents said I could start dating when I was ready. But come on, it's different for guys than it is for girls. Girls' parts, they stop working at some point. Men's, we never stop.
Oh, really? What about last Shabbos?
Oh, that was different.
Got you there, didn't I?
Babe, you said you'd never bring that up again.
Well, you obviously didn't bring that up either.
Wow!
Rebecca, Brady, how long have the two of you been standing there?
Oh, long enough. Good to know that our parts will stop working, right, Dad? How much about those parts do you actually know anything about?
Well, sweetie, it's on my plate.
Name off a few
Sweetie,
of
I'm a
them.
psychiatrist.
There's the vagina.
5-year-olds, he works with crazy people. It's rough.
Sure is. But Ema, why are you making me do this?
We're not making you do anything, you're encouraging force behind you.
Yeah, but a matchmaker? Shouldn't affairs have a heartbeat on my terms?
It's a custom. But there are worse customs than that. Like when you put your shoes on, you have to put on your right before you left. And if it has laces, you gotta put on your left before your right. That's more irritating.
That is really weird. Oh, it's a message from one of the guys Mrs. Schlein set me up with.
What's it say?
Hey, this is Ellie. Mrs. Ferris Bryan gave me your number. Would you like to meet tomorrow for dinner and maybe a late night walk? I really wish that Mrs. Schlein hadn't put that I liked walks in that description thing.
Well, walks are healthy. Ellie, what?
Cats. John's a chain of clothing stores.
Oh,
That's what I said.
oh, that'd be so nice.
Right, I was thinking maybe he could like bring me a nice scarf or something to impress me.
Oh, that'd be great. I think the nicest thing a boy ever brought me was a mood necklace from his family's knickknacks drawer.
Oh, that is so groovy.
Hey, it was all the rage back in my day.
Yeah, back in your day.
I'm not that old, don't even make old lady jokes.
Yes, Emma. Well, I have to go finish that term paper and go to school in the morning. By the top.
How that's out, honey. Hashem, I really truly hope I'm doing the right thing with my girls. Bless them both. Let them find great husbands who will be great to them, like I was lucky to find Shmuel. Amen.